Hi everyone, my name is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel, Vegan Vittoria. Today I have a special guest, and this is Jane McIntosh. She is a yoga teacher and also a nutritionalist. She is awesome. I've known her for many years now, and so I'm honored to have her in this space. We will be going over not just vegan products, but vegan and cruelty-free. Now, this is something that I myself was not aware of. When I'm purchasing cosmetics or some type of beauty product or lotion, I thought that it's vegan, it says vegan, but I was not aware of the animal testing that was involved. I would do research online and it got very confusing. It varies based on the country, and so Jane is here to help us shed light on this industry. We're just not aware of which products to buy and what is safe and what has been causing harm on animals. And I personally love to know. I'm committed to living a life that is in alignment with nonviolence and non-exploitation. So I'm very much wanting to be in the know of which products are cruelty-free. So this is a topic near and dear to my heart, and I'm really happy that we have Jane here to help us get some more insight into these various products.
Thank you, Lisa, very much. And thank you to people in the audience that you're tuning in. There is a lot of confusion regarding cruelty-free. Just like Lisa was saying, to bring the awareness into your choices, right? And today we have so many choices there. So I hope today I take some of the confusion out of buying products and keeping it nice and simple. There are so many good cruelty-free products. How I got into it is I'm also a vegan. And when you're making choices, there's a element of non-harming that we want to do. In yoga, we call it ahimsa. And when you use a product, there's an aspect of mindfulness, like what went behind this product, right? Just like when we eat, we want to think about the people that grow our food, right? It's the same thing when we take a moisturizer or a cleanser. We want to know that nothing was harmed while creating that. Let's just begin, if I may, with this is from the Humane Society of the United States. And sometimes there's a flip side that many people don't know. And I think it's important to bring to your attention. So each year in the United States, more than 25 million dogs, cats, monkeys, horses, guinea pigs, and other animals are forced to endure painful experiments, force-fed toxic chemicals, or infected with diseases and killed when the experiment ends. Effective non-animal testing approaches exist, but are not yet widely accepted. An estimated 500,000 rabbits, guinea pigs, mice, and rats are still being used each year to test the safety of cosmetic products and ingredients. We're fighting to abolish cosmetic animal testing in the United States and major global markets within 5 years. And we're working toward the day when animals no longer suffer in laboratories. So that's what you want to think about when you're making that choice in the store. Now, there is no legal definition of cruelty-free. It's kind of like natural in the food industry. Consumers need to be aware that labels that read cruelty-free and not tested on animals may not always mean what we think, as no government agency currently defines these terms nor sets standards for their usage. It is left to individual companies to define their own cruelty-free label. Wow. Right?
Yeah.
So let's break it down. There's 2 organizations that we can trust. The first organization is Cruelty-Free International. The second one is PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. They establish criteria that they have. If a product doesn't meet these 5 questions, Cruelty-Free International asks them, they don't get to use the leaping bunny.
The
right
leaping
here.
bunny. Okay.
This is the leaping bunny. PETA has a different bunny, which is their logo. Theirs is a little bit different than Cruelty-Free International, but there is Caring Consumer. So this is PETA's, and then this is actually Australian based. I wanted to bring that in because there's Australian based products too that are in the United States. But for right now, we're just going to focus on these two right here: Leaping Bunny and PETA, Caring Consumer. And I'll give you an example of where it gets confusing. So 5 questions. So when Cruelty-Free International asks the company, let's say Burt's Bees comes in and says, hey, we want to use your Leaping Bunny. Can we? Can you answer these questions and show us proof? 1, that your company does not engage in animal testing, that your suppliers don't engage in animal testing. Because even though the company can say, we don't animal test, their suppliers of raw materials still can test.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. 3, they allow third parties to test on animals on their behalf. So they contract it out. Here comes all the layers that they test on animals where required by law. The only place that we have to worry about that is China. China is slowly starting to get it that maybe we don't have to test, but China mandates animal testing. Even though we don't, if you're going to sell this in China, you cannot be cruelty-free. You can say it because you don't do it in the States, but if this is sold in China and many of these, it's profitable.
I see.
That's where the Leaping Bunny gets to come in.
Okay.
This is just to give you an example of how it's so confusing even for large companies. So Safeway started a great program just like they do like with food products. They'll say gluten-free to help consumers make better choices. They started doing that in the health and beauty. They came along like Dr. Bronner's. Dr. Bronner's is a soap. It's a Castile soap, and it says cruelty-free on there, right? The label says cruelty-free. So that informs the consumer, oh, this is cruelty-free. I can purchase this. There's a company that's called Organics, OGX, that Safeway had on their cruelty-free. They are not cruelty-free. Their products are sold in China.
Oh.
So they're running under the radar with that, right? Safeway doesn't know. They went, Safeway, do you animal test? No, we don't animal test. And it's a huge company, shampoos, conditioners, moisturizers.
Yeah.
So what's happening is that, again, here we go, confusing the consumer, right? So Safeway's trying to make consumer aware, but they're even confused. So I called Safeway and got like 16 different, here, you'll talk to this and this. So what I did is I called PETA to hopefully follow up with that.
Right, nice.
Great
approach. And have them do the work for you.
Right.
Yeah. And expose Safeway. So
exactly. So, and again, Safeway didn't know. And that's the deception sometimes that companies can take. Okay. And I know it's a business. But we don't need to animal test. And I want to read this from, so this is fact. I'm just not saying this off emotion.
Yes,
right?
Thank you.
Because people really saw, just like vegan, right? Going to a slaughterhouse, if people saw the Dre's eye test for mascara, the testing that previously went on, you don't want to use that cream. Cosmetic testing on animals is illegal in many countries around the world, including the 28 member nations of the European Union, as well as Israel, India, Norway, New Zealand, Turkey, and Switzerland. Many other countries are now considering bills that would ban the tests. Unfortunately, some unscrupulous companies have chosen to sell their products in China. That's the deal breaker. There's pre-market testing and post-market testing of any imported cosmetic that comes in. What do we do? One way that I would strongly encourage you to do is to look for that Leaping Bunny.
Okay.
That is your ticket to knowing that it's not sold in China and it follows cruelty-free international guidelines. That's the only way that they get to use that bunny. And
Right.
there's a lot of companies that use bunnies that are not the official bunny. This is the official bunny that we want. And this one too. Okay. It's not that hard to look for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that we know what to look for and what it represents.
Exactly. Products that are vegan, that are labeled vegan, that there's just an automatic assumption that there's no animal testing, and that's not true.
Right.
Right? To give you an example, something can be cruelty-free, but use goat milk. Right? Like goat milk soap.
Oh my. Okay.
Right? So, but even though that the product is cruelty-free, which is fine, but if you don't want that animal product in there, right? You want to know, okay, it's vegan and cruelty-free. The company that I really, really like that is all vegan and cruelty-free is Pacifica. They make everything from perfume to mascara to everything, and their products are really, really good.
Excellent. Pacifica. Okay,
Pacifica. Great. So that's that. You can be sure they've got the Leaping Bunny. So have pitas too. 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and that's verified. So you can feel good about that.
Nice.
Something can be vegan and not cruelty-free. An example is Garnier, the Whole Blends products, the shampoos. They're vegan. There's no animal product in the shampoo or the conditioner,
right?
But those products are sold in China, so they can't say they're subject to testing. So why not go with a product that you know that you can feel confident about?
Right.
That's what I think.
Right.
Now, we have different layers. Burt's Bees is a nice product. They are owned by Clorox tests, or there are some companies that are owned by Procter & Gamble.
Okay.
Right? So even though that the product is cruelty-free, they're owned by a company that does do animal testing. So you find out what you feel comfortable with. But honestly, I think even switching to something like Burt's Bees rather than like Ivory or Oil of Olay, I think you're much better off making that switch right there. And your choices get conveyed up to that company. Right.
That's a good point too.
Right.
Yes, it's showing the consumer demand.
That's why cruelty-free is the way it is now.
Right, exactly.
20 years ago, we do have a voice.
Absolutely.
And it's really important for those animals that are being tortured like that.
Absolutely.
And people don't know, but today there's this awareness that it's time we get on board.
Right.
And collectively, the more that we do it, we're lucky in California here. There is as of January 2020, there was a bill, Cosmetic Act, SB 1249, that Jerry Brown signed in 2018. And it prohibits the sale of cosmetic products and ingredients that have been tested on animals beginning January 2020. Illinois, Nevada, and California.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
We're only one of 3 states, but that's only after January 2020.
Wow.
Everything they could have still, they can still have their products, like Aveeno and things like that.
Wow.
But that's why you're going to see, like in Target, there's huge, they've really revamped the health and beauty. You'll see a lot of it because that's, people have demanded it.
Isn't that great? And they're showing families this too, and kids.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Love it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things that even in your cleaning, and we can do another someday, we can do another one on your products. There's the Leaping Bunny right here. So look for that. And they're price competitive. It used to be because of supply and demand where the product was more expensive, a lot more expensive, but not now. Not at all.
That's right.
There's
great. That's important.
Cleaning, for cleaning items and things like that. There's our little leaping bunny for Aunt Fanny's. It's just you going in, setting your intention when you go shopping. The products are great. For example, toothpaste. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
Hello. So it's a toothpaste that's, I imagine, vegan and cruelty-free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Here's our little leaping bunny. I don't know if you can see it right there. And then this is Procter & Gamble.
Right.
So, and as far as the prices, actually Hello is cheaper than the Crest. And it's the whitening, anti-plaque and whitening, fluoride free. And there's also an app that I'd like to show you. There's the Leaping Bunny that if you went to the cruelty-free CFI, you can download it. And then this one is called Cruelty Cutter. Okay. And you can scan.
Makes it so easy.
It does.
I will download these.
So for an example, now this is where it gets a little confusing. So this is a company called LUS, and this is Love Your Curls. And there's no bunny on there. There's no bunny, but it says no animal testing. Well, let's just run it through and see what it does. So, cruelty. See, because you don't know if it doesn't have the bunny.
Code, is that
use the barcode.
Okay. So you scan it.
You scan it.
And it'll verify for you.
Is cruelty free.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Now we know for sure.
That's even because you don't know, right? And the company, maybe they are cruelty free, which is fine, but they're not listed. The first thing that I would tell people to do is if they just really wanted to start somewhere, which is always a good place, right? Small little changes. Like I said, with the toothpaste, look for the Leaping Bunny. And sometimes it's really small. Like right here, it's so hard to see. Makeup brushes are commonly made from squirrel, mink, sable, horse, sometimes called pony or camel or goat hair. Mink and sable brushes are products of the cruel fur industry. Every year, millions of animals are trapped, drowned, and beaten to death in the wild and strangled, electrocuted, or beaten and skinned alive on fur farms. Horse hair is commonly obtained from horses who are slaughtered for their flesh. Squirrels are hunted or trapped, and goats are shorn like sheep. Workers are often paid by volume, so they shear the goats quickly, which can result in serious injuries. Why?
How would we ever know this too? There's no exposure. Yeah, I've never heard that before.
I didn't even think of that until like last year. I'm like, wait, what's behind this? We don't.
No.
And I mean, there's just like in veganism, right? There's different, do you wear leather shoes? Do you wear a leather purse, right? I mean, there's different, again, layers to it. But something like cosmetics, how hard is it to change with the makeup brushes?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can just cut a little of my own hair and use it. And I wasn't aware of how animals were treated until I even personally volunteered on an organic farm. I was in Croatia. I wanted to learn. I went to many different locations, but seeing even how the goats were kicked and abused and hit by the farmers. And so you could think about it like, well, the animal has hair, you can remove the hair, but the condition and the treatment it's unbelievable. So we're not aware that this is what happens to them. And then in the end, they are killed.
And I don't want to fault like the workers or anything like that, because sometimes they don't understand. They don't know that these are sentient beings.
Absolutely. It's a job, and you get paid
Right.
based on the volume, and
That's right.
so, and it's just, and maybe you're coming from a certain tradition, you're providing for your family.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
They are sentient beings.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, you can go off into the whole thing of speciesism and everything like that, right? But awareness, making your choices that send a definite message
yes,
to the people who are right. That's, we do have a voice.
Right, absolutely, we do.
Right? So let's use it, and let's look for that little bunny, that leaping bunny. There's nothing that you can't have that's not cruelty-free. I think a lot of people, especially now with like the COVID and everything like that, where a lot of people like a bleach, want to use the bleach and the harsh kind of chemicals. And then you take something like, it's the amount of friction that you're doing with the cleaning, right? So much more as far as killing the bacteria and things like that, right?
We're not present to these different products going into our lungs, and even our families or kids, the pets. We're just not aware of it.
That's the thing. I mean, if you just smell that, and you even, like if you're cleaning the shower, like with a kind of harsh, right?
Oh yeah, it's just disaster.
Right.
Breathing in the poison.
Right, exactly. So maybe it might not get it as squeaky clean, let's say, right? But it's good enough.
Absolutely, because then it would come at a cost, a major cost to our health. And then we pass on that tradition to our kids too, that you can use these poisonous, harsh products. I mean, that's how I learned about it. I mean, we didn't know. It was the norm.
Exactly. That's it. It's just passed down through generations, right?
Yeah, this is such a beautiful new way of cleaning to pass on.
There's also a website, a gal, she's really good. Logical Harmony, Tashina Coombs. She's very good. She's a huge advocate in this, in the cruelty-free cosmetics.
Oh, great to know.
Yeah. So there are resources out there. There's tons of resources. It's just knowing how to use them.
That's right. Doing our own research, being our own advocate. It's all marketing, the power of marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just.
And so much is what we're eating, right? That's where you get your nutrients and your radiance.
Absolutely. Yes. It'll be so fun to also do a talk on how, of course, using the food as our beauty regimen and as medicine. And then also what food products can we put on our skin that will be really great.
If you really make the commitment, there's something that just happens and you don't want to go back, no matter how enticing they make a new product.
Yes.
When you know what's behind it, you stay authentic, true to yourself.
Isn't that great? And I also want to point out that you have a Facebook page, The Seasoned Vegan.
I created that to share content. What I do a lot of times is I'll share petitions that people can sign towards stopping horrendous cruelty towards animals, bringing that to focus. Sometimes recipes, just kind of, it's a potpourri of different things.
This is perfect. One-stop shop.
That's
excellent. And then also you have a YouTube channel and you post the yoga videos there. And I've always enjoyed your yoga over the years. So I hope to attend more of your sessions. And I'm glad now I have access 24 hours on YouTube. So thank you for sharing that.
And I really thank you for your commitment to doing this, to interviewing people and helping spread the word.
Thank you all for watching this episode with Jane McIntosh, yoga teacher and nutritionalist. Follow me, Vegan Vittoria, for more episodes coming soon, and be sure to leave a comment in the description below if you've tried certain products or you have more questions. We'd be happy to answer any of your inquiries, and we wish you well on this path.